Hi guys. Right. I'm just gonna put this on for a minute and make my tea and coffee.
I've tried to be the same all through this thing, Naturally, you learn a lot about people and
Hi Jane.
involved in a lot of different situations. But I've tried to be the same. I mean, the way I was brought up, and I've always considered other people's feelings. In other words, I didn't kick anybody on the way. I've always treated people just like I would like to be treated.
Put this on for a second.
I consider other people's feelings. I don't assume the attitude.
I'm just gonna make my tea and coffee, guys.
Like I have heard of being done, because those people are sincere in their feelings.
Oops, hang on, start again. But here we are. I think it's just restarted. Okay, guys, I'll be with you now. We need to get the coffee going, guys.
I've tried to be the same all through this thing,
Hi, Adrian.
You learn a lot about people, and you're involved in a lot of different situations. But I've tried to be the same. I mean, the way I was brought up, and I've always considered other people's feelings. I've never, in other words, I didn't kick anybody on the way. I've always treated people just like I would like to be treated myself. I consider other people's feelings. I don't assume the attitude of get these people out of here, like I have heard of being done, because those people are sincere in their feelings. If they want autographs and pictures and things like that, I don't just sign the autographs and the pictures and so forth to help my popularity or to make them like me. I do it because I know that they're sincere, and they see you and they want an autograph to take home. They got an autograph book. They've got their little camera and everything. So you have to know that. And if you don't do it, well, you make them mad at you. They don't understand. You hurt their feelings, and you make a lot of enemies that way. And for no reason, because it's as simple as this. Once you get involved in this racket, business, your life is public, really. Regardless of what anybody says about my private life is my own. Well, it is to a certain extent. I mean, everybody has to have a certain amount of privacy, but once you get involved in this business and you're doing a public service, you're trying to entertain people, your life is not your own, really, because people are going to want to know what you're doing, where you are, what you wear, what you eat. These things are natural, normal. And, you have to consider that. You have to consider that these people are sincere. They don't know the kind of life you lead. They don't know what kind of person you are. And so I try to remember that. That's all. It's simple. It's no problem. It's no big effort that I put forth. And I don't have any plans or anything. I just act on my own initiative. This is the way I feel that is the right way. Like I have everything else. And thank God, I've been pretty fortunate. I haven't made any bad decisions and everything. But just the way I was brought up, my surroundings, my mother and my father and the whole family were always considerate of other people's feelings. I'm proud of the way that I was brought up to believe and to treat people and have respect for people. And when I am pushed to a certain point, I have a very bad temper. But that doesn't happen very often. Of course, everybody has a temper. And then I don't like myself later. But what I look at myself as, not being, I'm not really playing everything down, but as a human being, really, has been extremely fortunate in so many ways. Although I have had and still have some very lonely, there are times when I really don't know. It feels like I don't know what I'm going to do next. But I've experienced a lot of the different phases in life. I've experienced happiness and loneliness, the wealthy side of life, the average side of life, not having anything, but not knowing what it's like to have anything. So, and tragedy, like losing my mother while I was in the Army. And although I think that things like that, as tragic as they are, tend to make you a little better human being, really, because you learn more about yourself. It gives you a better understanding of yourself as well as other people. And it can only help. It's funny, she never really wanted anything fancy. She just stayed the same all the way through the whole thing. I wish, there's a lot of things happened since she passed away that I wish she could have been around to see. That made her very happy and very proud. But that's life. I can't help it. I can sum it up fairly easily. I look at myself strictly as a human being. Like I said, I've been very lucky, but whose life?
Let's see if we can pause it.
Running through my veins.
Right. It's only 10 minutes long, so I am going to play. That was the first half of it. Come on, we all know, guys, that we can find that on YouTube. We've all heard it a million times, but God, it's so nice to hear his voice, and so wise. So, like, this is still a very young man. Yeah. I just think every word he says, Elvis Presley, it just makes so much sense. It just really, every time he gives a bit of advice, because all the way through that, can I say it? Every time he says a sentence, you go, yeah, oh, I agree with that. Yes, I would do that. I want to do that. He's so humble with it. He's really, in his own way, he's saying, I don't care I'm famous. I'm going to treat people right. I've heard about how other famous people don't treat people right. Yeah. And I can't even explain it. It is so nourishing, the way that he talks. I could listen to that all day. He's extremely wise, but not just wise. Yeah. I can't even, to be able to talk in that way and give that kind of advice and reflect on his life in the way that he does is something very special, very special. And I put it down to his beautiful upbringing, beautiful, humble upbringing from his parents. So let's just have a look. Who is it? It's Carol Garbutt. Are you new? I'm sure that's a new name. Now, this is Defending Elvis Presley Fans Want the Truth. We get together 2 or 3 times a day. We get a coffee. Look, I've stolen my wife's cup. She's got a Caffè Nero cup. Do you have Caffè Nero in America, Australia, Canada, UK? Yeah. Now, we are beaming around the world. My name's Louis. I'm 57. I'm a lifelong Elvis fan. I've been an Elvis fan literally my whole life. My last memories of Elvis, I was around 4. So Elvis 100% transformed my life. And we here with Team Elvis come together and we just chat about Elvis, don't we? Anything Elvis. Now, lately, we have been talking a lot about Lisa Marie, a lot. And of course, Priscilla. We've been talking about Scientology. Last night, we had the tarot card reader giving us her views on Priscilla. Pretty serious words coming from that lady's mouth. A great channel. Now, at the moment, it's a very hot topic talking about Priscilla and the way that she barged into, in my opinion, into the Graceland book signing of Riley Keough. So we're talking a lot about that. All of the subjects at the moment that we are very interested in. Oh, Carol, I'm so glad that you've joined us. Thank you. Very welcome to Team Elvis, so we can defend Elvis and the bloodline together. You're very, very welcome, Carol. What country are you in, Carol? Let us know something about yourself. When did you become an Elvis fan? Darlene, is that another new name? Darlene, welcome to Team Elvis. If it's your first time, have you been on our show before? Where are you from? How long have you been an Elvis fan? Team Elvis here. We are a small family. We are very inviting to new people. We like more people joining Team Elvis, so our movement can grow, so we can defend Elvis and his bloodline around the world. So introduce yourselves, please. You're very welcome here, very welcome. So at the moment, I almost feel pulled into having to speak about Priscilla, Riley, of course Elvis, and massively into the book, From Here to the Great Unknown. This is like, everyone's talking about it. Everyone, all Elvis YouTube channels, probably on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well, are all booming at the moment because everybody is searching for information to do with all the revelations that Lisa Marie put on her tapes and asked Riley Keough to step in and help her finish this book one day. And Riley Keough unexpectedly wasn't thinking that her mum was going to die so soon, and took on the mantle on behalf of her mother to put thousands of hours of work in, not only create the book, which must have been very difficult, very emotional for her, but also to promote it around the world. Riley is massively promoting this book. She is making sure that the public, the Elvis fans, the media, the news companies, the TV companies, social media, everyone is talking about this book. And this book is a massive bestseller. #1 on Amazon. Isn't it on the New York Times bestseller? And the reason I know it's #1 on the New York Times bestseller is because Finley Lockwood, Elvis's granddaughter, posted on her Instagram that this is the #1 New York Times bestseller. She also posted the Netflix documentary that's coming out on November the 13th. So you can tell that the twins, Elvis's grandkids, Lisa Marie's beautiful children, are Elvis fans. Elvis fans, guys. Isn't that so good to know? So I want to just listen to a bit more of this. Let's just have a look. Let me see if I can get it up. We're about halfway into it, aren't we? Yeah. Let me just let's get it. Hang on a minute, guys. I want it to be good, right? We must make this work, right? Let's have a look. So I've been running around for my kids this morning. I had to take one to work, one to football. I've literally spent over an hour driving just to make sure that my kids can either go to football or to work. So I'm sort of behind, yeah. But I'm going to catch up. Don't worry. Let's have a look. Ooh, not that one. Right. Let's go back to where it is. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's fast forward it a bit. Let's get the volume up. Sorry, guys. I'm faffing. Faffing, mate. Faffing. Here we go. We'll start about 5 minutes into it because I've lost my place. Okay.
Better than any other human being. I have a lot.
Here we go.
I'd like to do a lot. I'd like to accomplish in time, but I feel that it takes time to accomplish certain things. You can't overstep your bounds. I'd like to improve in an awful lot of ways, you know, especially in the entertainment business. For one thing, the acting thing. And naturally, I try to get better songs and sing a little better, things like that. But I like the business I'm in. I like to entertain people. The money or the financial end of it is not the greatest aspect as far as I'm concerned. It can't be, because if it was, it would show. And I wouldn't care about the other people. I wouldn't care about a performance that I gave. Of course, I mean, it's great if you can get in a position to have things, you know. But I like to entertain people. That's why I pick all my records and I try to pick the best songs possible. I try to do the best I can in the movies with the experience that I've gotten and everything. wanted to go to college. I wanted to play football. I have a great ambition to play football. I have had, and I still have, believe it or not. And I've got a touch football league back home. I like rugged sports. I'm not knocking people who like golf and tennis and the other things, but I like rugged sports, such as boxing, football, and karate, and things like that. I would say right now, all kidding aside, that the thing I keep up with most is professional football. I know all the players, I know all their numbers, who they play for, and I've had people quiz me on it, just in games when we had nothing to do. And that's a big thing with me right now. And I watch all the games that I can. I get the films from the teams themselves if I can. But next to the entertainment thing and music, that I guess would be the biggest. I read a lot of philosophy and some poetry. Have you ever heard of a book called Leaves of Gold? It's by different people. It's different men's philosophy on life and death and everything else. Well, that type of stuff interests me, to get these different people's opinions on different things. I wouldn't like to stay in the same vein. I mean, I wouldn't like to be at a standstill. I'd like to progress. I'd like to do a lot of things, but I realize that it takes time. You can't bite off more than you can chew in this racket. You can't go out of your limitations. You have to know your capabilities. Like, I have people say to me all the time, why don't you do an artistic picture? Why don't you do this picture and that picture? Well, that's fine. I would like to. I'd like to do something someday where I feel that I've really done a good job as an actor in a certain type role. But I feel that it comes with time and a little living and a few years behind you. I think that, really. And I think that it will come eventually. That's my goal. You have to have something. But in the meantime, if I can entertain people with the things I'm doing, well, I'd be a fool to tamper with it. It's ridiculous to take it on your own and say, well, I'm going to change. I'm going to apply. I'm going to try to appeal to a different type of way. Because you might not. You might not. And if you go for a few times, you don't get many more chances in this business. That's the sad part about it. So you're better off, if what you're doing is doing okay, you're better off sticking with it until just time itself changes things. I mean, that's the way I believe, really. I like to work. I like to have a little time off, too, where I don't have to do anything, which I've had very little of since I've been out of the Army, but these obligations and things I had to do, I've got to do just like I've always done, going by impulse and just what I feel on the spur of the moment. That's the only way I can operate. Naturally, I was 19 years old when I started out. So you get a little older, you learn a little more. You see things a little differently, and you see people a little differently, the usual things. But I think my biggest thing would be consideration for other people. The thing I was talking about, consideration for other people's feelings, because in doing that, you can keep yourself from becoming hardened and hard, therefore making you, I think, a better human being. Really.
Okay, I think that's it. So, just giving you guys a chance to come on. So normally I spend like 2 hours just talking non-stop, like blah, 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 blah. In this one, we are going to watch some other videos and we're going to review them. One is Scientology. The other one is just a random channel that has done a bit of her own documentary on Elvis, Lisa Marie and Priscilla. I found it quite interesting, so I wanted to play that just to see her point of view. This channel is called Fascinate. I'm not going to play it from the beginning. I want to get to the part where Elvis has passed, and the knock-on effects that has on Lisa Marie's life. Yeah. So just I just want to say, guys, look, we are very, very upset with Priscilla. We are very upset with her. If you look at my live streams, and we do 2 or 3 a day, I clearly, constantly complain about Priscilla. I bring up as many things as I can of the things that she has done wrong. Many, many things, yeah? And that is why we're here. Isn't the main wrongdoing that has happened to Elvis and Lisa Marie and Riley and the twins, most of it comes from Priscilla. I'm not going to deny that. But I never name call. I never name call. So now we are different than other channels sometimes. The way we defending Elvis Presley with Team Elvis, yeah, I want us to be a little bit different. I want us. I want to say this in a nice way. I definitely do not want us to be a hate channel. I don't want defending Elvis Presley to be, oh yeah, let's go and join with Louis and we can all hate people. No, we come from a place of love. We fully support Elvis and his bloodline. We have a kind, good-hearted style of defending Elvis. That we will break down the wrongdoing of anybody that has been unfair to any of the Elvis Presley bloodline. We will break it down and we will go through it and we will defend vigorously. I can hear the dogs. Remember, we're in my kitchen. Wait, come on. I have 2 dogs, 5 kids, and a wife. And I defend from my kitchen. And I encourage you guys to get a tea. It tells me the postman might be here. 1 second. Right, Ella, come on. Ella. Shh. Ella. Right, no, that's enough. Come on. Right, let me just finish on my waffle. I hope you guys have got yourselves a cup of tea because we're going to be here a while. Yeah. Now, I don't want to keep going on. I'm not trying to lecture you guys. You guys are family to me. And a special welcome to the new people. I'm really pleased when we get new people on here. But we have a different style on this channel. Defending Elvis Presley, fans want the truth. And I won't allow us to be called a hate channel. I won't allow it. So please, no name calling. No name calling. Yeah. And yes, please let me know all of the things that you are very upset about, any wrongdoing to Elvis, especially by Priscilla. And we will bring all these things up, yeah? And we will vigorously expose Priscilla, yeah? We are very upset with Priscilla, but no name calling, yeah? We're going to do this in a respectful way. Other channels, they rip into people, call them disgusting names. I ain't doing that. That isn't my style. We come from a place of kindness, a place of kindness. So I don't want to offend anyone, but it does bother me when there's name calling because I don't want it on my channel. I don't want it on my Facebook. I don't want it on the 24 chat. What I've been doing on the 24 chat, on Defending Elvis Presley Facebook chat, I've been deleting all the hateful comments. I don't want to see it. We're going to defend properly. We're going to do it in a classy way, yeah? But I do want you to tell me all of the wrongdoing that people are doing, and we are going to get justice for Lisa Marie. And to get justice for Lisa Marie Presley, we are going to expose the wrongdoing of these people, including Priscilla. Okay? So you're going to find now that as we go on, now I've been listening to this guy. Let's just have a look. Now we've been talking about this guy. He's on the TV. He was on the TV behind me. Let me just find him. Right, here we go. Now, Serge Del Mar. Okay, he was obviously part of Scientology. He has very, very strong views about Scientology and defending Scientology. I think the basis of his views on Scientology are to ban children from Scientology because of their disgusting views on children. They try and treat children like adults, which is just weird. Yeah. Now, you guys know I am very, very against Scientology. Very, very against it. And I was listening to, let me just show you the name of the, there we go, Serge Del Mar. Please subscribe to this channel. It is excellent. Serge Del Mar. Please subscribe to this channel. Yeah. Let me just, I will check your comments in a sec. I just want to find that video. It's typical. I get these, I store them onto my, let's see if I can find them. I store them because I know I want to talk about them. And then they disappear, which is quite annoying. Let's have a look. Let's see if I put it here. Is that it? Yes, this is it. I got it. Now, let me just click on it. Now, obviously,
and you had from Elvis. So you're.
I'm not going to play it from the beginning. We are here to review it. He does know. Let's get the internet. He does. Right, let's have a look.
Having.
That's right.
So in 1987, when he wrote Priscilla, Elvis, and Me.
Right, hang on. Let's just do this.
It was all about spewing his gut.
Right,
so
okay.
for all those people,
I want to make sure that we've got a good version of it. Let's have a look. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Come on. Now, I love the way this guy exposes Priscilla. I love it. It's like he's got his own style. He's a good-looking man. He's only a young man, but he really does hit the nail on the head. Yeah. So let's just click on it. Now, we're not in a rush. Remember, guys, we're doing this. This live stream could go on for a few hours. I do faff around. We're going to get to it though, bit by bit. We're going to cover all these things. I got a few things I want you to watch. I want to just give anyone that's bought me a coffee, hit the coffee button. Thank you so much. Anyone that sent me a super thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Any new members, and we have got a couple of new members again, guys. Thank you so much. It's only $1 a month, and I tell you what, I think we're up to 55 members now. Yeah. So remember, we have a target. We want to get to 100 members, and we had a few sign up last night. Yeah, 55 members. And let me just tell you, the last 10 was Diane Moore, Zarek Info, Lisa Govan, Els Regina, Prasanthi Natala, Madeline Mack, Kathy Pitt, Judith Van Cars, Joanne Judd, and Debbie Boylan. Thank you. It matters a lot to me that you guys join, because I want to get to 100 members, and then we're going to start doing some one-on-one lives. Yeah. And so thank you so much, guys. I have set it at the lowest amount. So this isn't a money grabbing thing. This is, I want to create members. Yeah. Eventually, guys, we're going to get our own t-shirts, aren't we? We're going to get some of our own branding for defending Elvis Presley. So it's early days. We're a new YouTube channel, defending Elvis Presley. We've only really been doing it for 5.5 months, haven't we? Yeah. So thank you so much. So again, thank you so much. Anyone sends me a coffee, thank you. Right, let's play this video. We've got a few videos we're going to play.
in front of you killed.
Right, let's get it up. Let's get it up. Come on. Keeps disappearing on me. Is that it? No, that's not it.
Hello, guys. And welcome.
I tell you what, he's such an interesting man. He doesn't mince his words. Right.
So in 1987, when he wrote Priscilla, Elvis, and Me,
let's just go back a bit.
She was the adult in a small body.
Oh, he makes me laugh. He does.
No game, that would have been one thing, but as you will see here,
I'm trying to get it big.
Priscilla,
There we go.
Is Lisa's full-time caregiving, and it is absolutely unbelievable.
Let's get it loud.
Oh, and so for all those people that are going, oh, she really did leave. Well, listen to this.
All right, here we go, guys.
Oh, John Travolta, what can you do for me?
All right, he's talking about John Travolta, because we know that John Travolta introduced Priscilla to Scientology.
And when Lisa Marie gave birth to her second child in 92, she did so following guidelines created by L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology, in complete silence in a calm and supportive environment, as reported by AP News. So the reason we're denouncing all of this dysfunction, you guys, again, for those that are new to this channel, is because of the type of environments that underage children end up in through no fault of their own, through no ability to consent for themselves, and through parents that become sycophants, willing adult surrogates, willing submissive adult surrogates of a convicted felon that is still, as of the year 2024, being pitched as an American bred God, as a so-called American bred God. Imagine what type of idiot you have to be to have the court records of a full-blown felon that was indicted for defrauding people, and then you go, oh, it doesn't matter that he's just a complete and utter fraudster. Let's pretend that in America, we call that a God. Let's pretend we gave birth to a God in America. And again, if all of the adults wanted to really pretend that to be part of their little game, that would have been one thing. But as you will see here from Priscilla, she made this Lisa's full-time caregiving.
Now remember, we're trying to expose Priscilla.
Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, and so for all those people that are going, oh, she really did leave. Well, listen to this. For her part, Priscilla Presley was rumored to have left Scientology after her daughter did, but a representative from Priscilla denied any truth to those rumors to people in 2007.
So she could still be part of Scientology. I think she is. Priscilla.
Biographer Suzanne Finstead, who wrote the book Child Bride, The Untold Story of Priscilla, Presley, told Dane that Scientology helped Priscilla feel more stable and allowed her to provide an environment of belonging to Lisa Marie in the tumultuous years after her father's passing. So, right here, Priscilla, you wanted to really belong somewhere. You really wanted to be called a celebrity. You were so thirsty.
Let me just pause this.
To be lauded.
Because we're reviewing this, so I do want to butt in. Now, I was saying this, I think, in last night's live stream. Last night's live stream was quite emotional. I played a couple of videos that were quite upsetting about Lisa Marie. At the moment, I'm really trying to get justice for Lisa Marie. It really is on my mind, even keeping me up at night. Last night, I was like, I'm so upset. The more I'm learning about what Lisa Marie went through at Scientology, her treatment from Priscilla, the fact that I don't feel that the press at the moment are properly defending Lisa Marie against these allegations of Michael Edwards' SA abuse. Yeah, I'm quite upset that, yes, we are. The book speaks volumes. Yeah, it's shouting, look what happened to me. It's shouting it, and I commend Riley for pushing this book like crazy so the truth comes out. Yeah, I love that. And this book is doing a lot of talking, yeah, on behalf of Lisa and all the horrible things that she went through. But we as fans, especially, all around the world, Elvis fans around the world. At the moment, we feel a bit muted. We feel a bit like it's all being swept under the rug. The news companies that should be screaming out loud, oh my God, look what happened to Lisa Marie, Elvis's only daughter, Finley and Harper and Riley Keough's mother. Instead of the press, the interviewers demanding answers, it's all gone quiet. It's all gone quiet. It's only us, the defenders of Elvis, the Elvis fan channels, that are screaming, we need to be heard. We want Lisa Marie. We want justice for Lisa Marie. And I went to bed last night and I was quite upset. I was like, I keep envisaging it. What's the word? Envisaging, if that word exists. I'm imagining poor Lisa Marie at 10, 11. I don't know the exact age that she was when she was dropped off at 2 in the morning. I think she says it in the book, 2 in the morning. I might try and find it. By Priscilla. Yeah. And I imagine this poor little girl, this scared young girl who had this very comfortable life with Elvis and Priscilla at Gracelands and the different homes they lived in, whatever. And I'm just like, could you imagine how scared she felt going into this massive organization with these extreme rules, a very harsh way of treating children? Yeah, is the word indoctrinated, brainwashed, almost like being in a prison. And I feel for her so much, because I know that eventually she got used to it, Lisa Marie, but she must have gone through hell adjusting to the Scientology way of, they call it a religion, but we know it's not, it's a cult. But it's almost like I'm imagining, this is how I feel, guys. I'm imagining that this is my own child, 10, 11 years old, and I've passed away. So my wife takes my child because she's more interested in her own career, her own future, making more money, yeah, being famous, being in the spotlight. I'm imagining that happening in my life. And then at 2 a.m. in the morning, this poor girl is dumped into Scientology. Then I imagine the hell that she went through. She gradually adjusted. I would say gradually got brainwashed. And I tell you what, it keeps me up at night. Seriously, guys, it keeps me up at night. I'm like, sometimes I feel like Lisa Marie was my child, because I'm like, I'm so emotionally connected to this, what is happening at the moment. And this book, for me, has really brought things to the head, has really brought emotion out in me to be even more protective towards Lisa Marie. I'm more angry towards Priscilla as well. And I keep saying we don't want hate here. We don't want to preach hate, and that we're not a Priscilla hate channel. But I tell you what, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because so much has come out now. We're learning so much now that we have all been proved right about the serious wrongdoing from Priscilla and Scientology towards poor Lisa Marie, and obviously Michael Edwards and everything that went with that. But not just that, even when Priscilla ran off with Mike Stone, the karate guy, the karate instructor, the karate champion, the hell that she went through then. Because in 1972, when Priscilla went running off with Mike Stone, she took Lisa Marie with her, away from her father. So Lisa Marie, in 1972-ish, was forced away from her husband. And then within a few years, from her father, sorry. Lisa Marie was forced away from her father. And then within a few years, not that many years, the hell of being pushed into Scientology, because all Priscilla cared about was her own career, her own future, her own independence, being able to chase after men, to go and party. Yeah? Because Priscilla was a party animal, guys. It is alleged in Michael Edwards' book that she was on coke, that she put Lisa Marie last. She put herself and her boyfriends first. And we now know there's allegations that at least one boyfriend molested her. Yeah? I'll tell you what, guys, I lose sleep. I lose sleep. Right, let me just carry on with this guy. We got a lot of stuff to cover, guys.
As such.
Hey, hang on, the point I was trying to make, I wanted to comment on what he just said. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Why did Priscilla decide to turn to Scientology to fix her problems? Now, this guy is saying that many celebrities at that time, because obviously super famous, a lot of wealth, yeah, were choosing Scientology, and John Travolta was a big part of it. John Travolta, and it's a shame because I like John Travolta. I've always, since the 70s, you know, we all fell in love with John Travolta, didn't we? With Saturday Night Fever and Grease, Welcome Home Kotter, things like that. So we see that lovely side of John Travolta, but behind the scenes, John Travolta is encouraging all these people to get into Scientology. And that really makes me question the fact that I've always liked John Travolta. And I'm not trying to create hate for John Travolta. What I'm trying to say is this: he's accountable. He has a responsibility that anybody that he encouraged to go into Scientology, John Travolta is partly responsible, in my opinion, for doing damage, not just to Lisa Marie, to other celebrities that he encouraged. Didn't that woman off Cheers, I forget her name, what's the woman off Cheers that is a well-known Scientologist? Can you tell me her name, guys? I see John Travolta, who at the peak of his fame, you know, the Saturday Night Fever and Grease, those two films came up very close together. This very, very handsome, charming superstar. He was a superstar. He was big, guys. At that, I would say in 1977, he was as big as Elvis for a short period of time. And behind the scenes, he's encouraging all these celebrities, young children celebrities, because Lisa Marie was a child, to get into Scientology, and he may have even dated Priscilla. Is that right, guys? Yeah, Kirstie Alley. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, it's all of the same group, isn't it? The same group. Now, John Travolta really has questions to answer, because these children were damaged. Some people say that the part of the reason that Benjamin did what he did, died the way he did, was because of Scientology. Benjamin, Elvis's grandson, Lisa Marie's son. Remember, that completely ruined her life. She was never going to come to terms with it. So my point with this guy here, what he's about to talk about, is Priscilla, for some reason, wanted to be part of that world. There was many celebrities joining in Scientology, and Priscilla looked to Scientology as the answer to fix everything, to fix all her problems, to fix Lisa Marie Presley. Yeah? She wanted to be in the club. Priscilla wanted to be in the Scientology club, because that's what celebrities do. And I think, like a sheep, she went along with it, guys. I think Priscilla went along with Scientology. And I think not only are they brainwashing poor Lisa Marie, I think they've brainwashed Priscilla. Because I don't understand why Priscilla has not grieved for Lisa Marie and Benjamin. Specifically Lisa Marie. We have never seen Priscilla grieve. And isn't this all part of Scientology, where they cut off emotion, where they act as if there is no death, there is no age, that you shouldn't show emotion, depression doesn't exist. Yeah? This weird teaching of Scientology, where you can lose your own daughter and act like nothing happened. You can lose your own daughter and act like nothing happened. And every time I see Priscilla showing any kind of emotion when it comes to Lisa Marie, it doesn't feel right. It feels fake. It feels false. You look at the Piers Morgan interview where she goes, "Oh, turn off the camera." It doesn't come across real. Look at the Riley Keough interview, no, book signing, where I think Priscilla stormed in and took over and ruined the book signing with Riley Keough in Memphis at Gracelands. And she doesn't use that as an opportunity to grieve for Lisa, to grieve for Benjamin, to praise Riley Keough's book. Don't forget, the book signing event was to praise the book. That is the whole point of the book signing tour that Riley Keough is doing, to push the book, to get the message out there that Lisa Marie wanted. But no, she walked in there and just giggled and laughed and belittled Lisa Marie. I think ridiculed Lisa Marie, called her a druggie, a drunk, a rebellious child that was chasing after men, that married the weirdo Michael Jackson. I'm not calling him a weirdo. Priscilla clearly couldn't stand Michael Jackson, even saying that Michael Jackson only wanted Lisa Marie for a baby. My point is this. Instead of praising Riley over this amazing achievement of creating this book, which must have took thousands of hours of listening to those voice tapes from her own mother, and that must have been so difficult for Riley. Remember, Riley and the twins have gone through hell. They've lost their mother. Yeah? Instead of Priscilla praising and promoting Riley for all this hard work and dedication that she's done to promote this book around the world, thousands of hours of hard work, she slags off Riley's mum in front of the world, in front of the audience. No sign of grief. No sign of grief for Lisa Marie or Benjamin. She was giggling and belittling her own daughter, Riley's mum, the twins' mum. It doesn't add up, guys. It doesn't make sense. She should have took the opportunity to show grief for Lisa. Because this book, let's face it, is about Lisa. Isn't it? It's about Lisa. It doesn't make sense, guys. And I say Scientology has brainwashed, in my opinion, even Priscilla. There's something not working right in the brain. Here, bang, bang. Hello, you've lost your mum. Hello. This is Riley Keough. You've lost your mum. Priscilla, you've lost your daughter, your grandchild. Wake up. Start crying. Show some grief. Yeah? Right, let's keep going, guys.
And your only claim to fame has been to, get close to famous men to see if that just rubs off on you. And in the interest of you fulfilling that fantasy for yourself, you left your underage daughter in indefensible, unthinkable situations that are coming to light, because the sunlight is the best disinfectant for all of this corruption and all of these horrific things.
Hi,
Elvis,
Salvatore.
listen to this part, Priscilla. Elvis apparently wouldn't have been too impressed with Priscilla and Lisa Marie's connection with Scientology. He stayed away from Scientology like it was a cobra. His friend Lamar Fick revealed to Dame. And after one visit to a Scientology center, Elvis left and reportedly said, F those people. There's no way I'll ever get involved with those sons of B.
Right, let me just pause that. That's an important point he's now going to cover. That Elvis went to Scientology and he came out disgusted by them and said, F those people. All they want is my money. Let's keep listening.
All they want is my money, unquote, according to Rolling Stone. So you're starting to see, Priscilla, how little of the zero shred of consent you had from Elvis to be using two things that were his property, his own child and the money he made. The two things that Elvis owned that he couldn't control after he left, his money and his child, went to who? To exactly the place he told you not to go.
You see that? We have to speak about that.
Elvis.
We have to mention that. I'm going to keep butting in because we're reviewing that video. We're not allowed to just play it straight through. Right. Elvis, she knew. Priscilla Presley, she knew Elvis didn't like Scientology. She thought they were cuckoo. Thought the whole thing was odd. They were just money grabbing. So why? Priscilla, who knows Elvis was completely against Scientology, yeah, completely goes against Elvis's wishes. Lisa Marie's father, they adored each other. It's coming out in this book more and more now that they were very, very, very close. Spent a lot of time together, Elvis and Lisa. And what does she do? She drives down to Scientology and dumps her at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's disgusting.
Money. Today, Priscilla, how much of Lisa's millions were funneled into these disgusting hotels? Because you should really start, calculating the amount. So you see just how guilty of that you are. Guilty of not following what the father of your daughter said to do. So you've been at it for a long, long time. You've been there, bringing Lisa, exposing her, exposing your granddaughters to it. And you feel no shred of remorse, no shred of having done anything wrong. According to you, you're Mary Poppins. According to you, you really want to be a grandma now. Interesting, Priscilla, that now you want to be a grandma, but when you were, a couple decades ago, where your press and your image was being sanitized, you didn't want to be called grandma, right? You didn't like that. You literally didn't want to be called grandma, but now today you do. Today, it's very, very convenient for you to come up with that thing, seeing that the public is catching up to all the many, many lies, the many, many people you have put at risk over your own obsession of being relevant, instead of actually doing some work of your own and figuring out how to have your own life. So I'm going to show you another little clip here, you guys, because just so we start understanding how inappropriate this all was. Lisa Marie says that Priscilla dropped her off at Scientology at 2 a.m. Not great, you guys? Let's take a look.
She basically threw me out in the middle of the night. One night I got out. She drove me to church one night and started dumping me off to them. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I was in hysterics.
This was when she was 17. Lisa was 17.
So as a minor, you dropped off Lisa at 2 a.m.
Drives you mad, guys. Drives you mad.
And again, you guys, what has been
So
Priscilla's main narrative? Well, Lisa was so crazy. Was Lisa so out of control? Oh, she was such a hard one. Priscilla, does the name Michael Edwards mean anything to you? Because he should. He should mean a lot to you, given that he was your boyfriend, given that he did publish all manner of, now he's calling it embellishment to sell a book. So in 1987, when he wrote Priscilla, Elvis, and Me, he was all about spewing his guts to so-called sell a book. Now today he claims it was an embellishment. But him to have been able to correct the record. And you know what? He only thought, gee, I really need to correct that record now that I'm getting called out by Lisa, who's no longer here. Rest in peace.
Right, just 1 second, guys.
But yet people are still...
Now, I know, guys, this is tough. Yeah, this is tough. Yeah, very emotional. We're together as a family, Team Elvis, trying to defend Lisa Marie, but I get the comment. It's quite emotional. Okay. One of you, was it Rosa? Let me just get it. I mean, I want to read the comment. Now, one of you, so you bring me to tears, guys. Just a few words. Just, oh, right. Now, so let me just, it's tough, guys, because I just keep imagining Lisa Marie. And then the way that he says that she was dropped off at 2 a.m. by her own mother. And, you know, Serge Delmar, he really gets it right, doesn't he, guys? He really knows. He knows how to say it. And it bloody pulls at my, what's the word? Oh, it digs. I'm trying to find the comment. One of you just said, I think it was Rosa, how do we help these children? How do we help these children? We can't help Benjamin. We can't help Lisa Marie. It's too late. But we know that there are many more children that are being abused, you know, in our opinions, for entertainment purposes, just alleged. We have to say this. And heartstrings, Jane, thank you. Now, the only thing I can say, Rosa, I think it was Rosa. My twin brother's daughter's called Rosa. So the only thing I can say is all we can do is expose it on our channels, on our YouTube channels, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. This guy is screaming it, isn't he? He's screaming it. And I hope that his channel just keeps growing and growing, because from what I can see, it's quite a new channel. He still needs to be helped. So all of you guys, please subscribe to this man's channel. He speaks from the heart. He's a victim. I guarantee you that this young gentleman has gone through hell, just like Lisa did, and many others. And they do need help. The children do need help. And what guts me is I don't have a great answer. Yes, we're here pushing to defend. We want justice for Lisa Marie, but we want justice for all of the people that have been wronged through Scientology. And unfortunately for John Travolta, it's so hard for me to say this, because I have always been a deep fan of John Travolta, and I love his films. I love his personality. I know he's gone through hell, losing his wife and stuff, but he has a responsibility that if people are being damaged through Scientology, he has to step up. Now, I did read, I think I was watching Shauna's show. Was it Shauna's show? Did any of you guys watch Tenderly Loving Elvis? Shauna. And I heard someone brought up John Travolta and Scientology, and someone said John Travolta has 1 foot out of Scientology. Is this true, guys? John Travolta, yeah, so do you remember this, Colleen and Linda? John Travolta has 1 foot out of Scientology. Did you hear that, guys, when it was mentioned on Shauna's show? Obviously, you guys know that I fully support Shauna at Tenderly Loving Elvis, and Rhonda at Presley Mania, and Rare Elvis Photos, and Serge Delmar. In fact, any channel that we use their footage on here, I fully support them. I forget the name of the woman that does the tarot card reading. Such a great channel. But anyway, we need to carry on. We literally will be here forever. Now we've still got, guys, I warn you, we've got another hour. Yeah. So you better have your cups of tea ready, guys. And it's going to be emotional. Okay. We are here to defend Elvis and the bloodline. We are going to expose facts about Scientology. Once we get past this video, I've got a completely different video that I'm going to play you guys. Let's keep going.
Being able to attack her and try to soil her name and her reputation in what, it doesn't get worse than that. Just an FYI for you, Priscilla. When you are essayed, this is coming from personal experience, just so you know, just a quick FYI for you. When you are essayed during the ages that Lisa is alleging she was essayed by your dead living boyfriend, imagine you spent all of Lisa's formative years projecting that she had a problem, that she was degraded, that she was out ethics, that the problem was her, right? She was the problem. She was the adult in a small body that should have grown up and really gotten her act together. So imagine you are literally here called out by your own daughter for having dropped her off at 2 a.m. What in the literal hell were you thinking? What type of church takes underage children at 17 years old at 2 a.m.? If any of you go to a church, can you really go, oh, let me just call my pastor right now. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm about to drop off my kid. I know it's 2 a.m., but you know what? I'm doing convenience, and I would really like to dump my child in your so-called church that is operating as a hotel. Really would love to do that. Can you guys hook me up? Because that's what Priscilla Presley was using the hotel. Just gonna drop you off there real quick.
Lisa talks about Priscilla kicking her out of the house, and she stayed at the Scientology Center for 8 months.
Oh, 8 months, Priscilla. You kicked your underage daughter out. Why? Why did that happen? Oh, because she was having a problem? She was the problem, right? Lisa is the problem. The underage child is always the problem with the Scientology parents, you guys. So do not get confused. This is not just Priscilla Presley. This is the standard operating procedure that Scientology parents, all of our parents together as a collective decided our children are adults. They're just in a small body. Their body age is utterly irrelevant. Now, take that to the bank, because that's where the Scientology parents took this belief, so-called religious belief. We're all the same. Everyone's the same. So who was really going to be in trouble with that level of depraved so-called religious belief being instituted inside of a disgusting hotel where all kids were being spoken to, treated as if they were adults? Like it already came up, you were handling Lisa on what did she do to pull in. What did you do, Lisa, to pull in this? What did you do? How did this happen to you? Because the Scientology parents purport that if this happens to their child, is their child having this, which is an imaginary, delusionary state that the Scientology parents teach you. They go, oh, tutti flow, you're really showing flows. snare other adults. This is a word that they use to euphemize, to never say this word inside of the hotel. In Scientology, you're never gonna hear anyone go, oh, this happened. They're gonna go out to thee. Let's handle it. Let's handle it. Start paying. Start paying a lot of money because we are going to handle this out to thee. You have nothing to worry about. The LAPD doesn't give an F. The Clearwater Police Department doesn't give an F. We can do it here inside of our hotel. We can just float it, is what they say. It's going to float. The fact that this happened to your child is going to be floated. Get over it already. You already spoke about it at an audit. Get over it. Or you're going to go back to that audit until you stop complaining about getting this done to you. Until you realize that it was your responsibility to have been this. That's the environment. That's why Lisa was acting out. Oh my God, she's so wild. She's so crazy. Did you get the part where you ignored when she came to you and told you exactly what was going on? Only for you to broker an apology? What type of idiot can anyone be?
Now,
I mean, just look at her age, you guys. Let's literally look at this is what was getting abused.
It breaks my heart, guys.
Just an
Breaks my
FYI.
heart.
when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, Priscilla, come on. But in her defense, playing devil's advocate, it's not easy to raise a kid by yourself, especially if that kid is rebellious. They said that...
Right, because this has been the narrative on Lisa, you guys. Oh, you wouldn't understand it. She was just so rebellious. She was just so...
Let me just jump in on that bit. So, and this is Priscilla Presley playing the victim. Oh, she was so rebellious. I couldn't control her. She would drink and take drugs and go after boys, and sometimes she wouldn't even come home. Always the victim. Poor me. No hint of the fact that actually bad parenting from Priscilla could have been the problem. Couldn't it? Don't forget, Priscilla, with her different boyfriends, took Lisa Marie away from her father. Now, why, isn't that just a really obvious thing to say? Oh, Lisa Marie is a troubled, rebellious child. Oh, I wonder why she's a troubled, rebellious child. Could it be the parent leaving Elvis, the father, Lisa Marie's father? Could it be that Priscilla, being unfaithful and demanding a divorce, a very public unfaithfulness, the second time with Mike Stone, the first time with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, a few months after poor Lisa Marie was born. Whilst they were married, only 10 months after the marriage, Priscilla was unfaithful. It's been proved. She's admitted it in page 262, using a different name called Mark, that she had strong feelings and was unfaithful and had an affair with Steve Peck, the dance instructor. And then a few years later, she does it again with Mike Stone, the dance instructor, the dance champion. Mike Stone was married to Frances Stone, who was pregnant, and they also had a small girl. Priscilla had a secret 1-year affair behind Elvis's back before it all came out. Then she demanded a divorce. Now, how about, oh, thank you, Salvatore. Thank you very much for the coffee. Anyone that sends me a coffee, guys, thank you so much. Salvatore, it's so kind of you. But this is my point. You think about it, guys. Why is no one blaming Priscilla? Why is no one going, oh, the reason Lisa Marie was damaged and a difficult child and turned to drugs, turned to drink, yeah, wanted the affection of boys at such a young age, is because of all the shit that she had gone through, the hell that she had gone through watching her mother drag her down the road away from Gracelands to go and live with a new man, away from her father. Now, we now know, we knew anyway, that they were very, very close, Elvis and Lisa. Very close. Elvis opened up to Lisa in a way that he had never opened up to anyone except for his mother. The only other person that got to see the real, true Elvis was Gladys. Then it was Lisa. Yeah? Now, could you imagine Lisa having that closeness to her father, Elvis Presley? Forget that he was famous and good looking. It was dad. Elvis was dad. Elvis put Lisa Marie first. She was the most important thing in his life. He existed for her. Why are people not saying, oh, the reason that Lisa Marie had such a tough time was because of Priscilla's actions, Priscilla's unfaithfulness, forcing her to live with other men. We now know that there are allegations that one of those men, we have to say it's allegations, even though I fully believe Lisa Marie's words that she put on tape. The reason she put them on tape, because she wants the world to know, she wants her family to know, she wants the media to know, she wants the news to know, she wants the authorities and the police to know. It's obvious. The reason Riley Q has kept it in the book is because she also wants everyone to know the wrongdoing from Michael Edwards while Priscilla was in charge of Lisa. So Priscilla is responsible for this alleged abuse. Yeah, it was put on tape by Lisa's own words. So what should be getting said around the world when they bring up the fact that Lisa was a rebellious child that took drugs, would drink at a very young age, as young as 11, 12. She was doing adult grown-up things at a very young age. Some say she was even addicted as a teenager. Blame the mum, blame Priscilla, blame the person who was money grabbing, unfaithful, complete. All she cared about was the spotlight, becoming famous. Yeah, her own career, her own boyfriends, the many different boyfriends that she had, and then eventually it culminates in a book of lies. A book of lies, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Lies, 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 lies. None of this is true. Written 7 years after Elvis died by a divorcee that had given up the name Presley, that had run off with another man and took Lisa Marie away from her father. And this book has been treated like history, like fact, like it actually happened for 39 years, I think it is. And none of it is true, guys. It's a twisted version of reality created to make Priscilla look like a victim and Elvis look like a pedophile. This book, Sofia Coppola used this book to create the film Priscilla that should never have been made. We know Lisa Marie did not want the film Priscilla made by Sofia Coppola. Just the whole thing just infuriates me. Why are the interviewers around the world still treating this book as if it happened? Even the Netflix documentary, which we're all going to watch because we're Elvis fans, it's more based on the 68 comeback special. Why is Priscilla in that? Why is a woman that divorced Elvis, that was unfaithful to Elvis many times, that literally, in my opinion, ruined Lisa Marie's life, why is she on a pedestal on Netflix? This new blockbuster Netflix documentary about Elvis to be released on November the 13th. Why? Why? They divorced. She gave up the name Presley. We've all heard the abuse. We've all heard the abuse, the alleged abuse that Lisa has went through. Yeah? But she will sit there on that Netflix documentary as proud as a queen. As proud as a queen. when we know there has been serious wrongdoing. There are serious accusations in this book, serious, that need to be dealt with by the authorities. But they are going to play that documentary as if nothing has happened, as if Lisa Marie is still alive, as if Benjamin is still alive, as if Scientology never existed, as if Priscilla has done nothing wrong to Elvis, as if Priscilla was still his wife. I keep saying, as if Priscilla was still his wife when he died. As if Priscilla was still his wife today. As if Priscilla was his widow. She was never his widow. She stole back, in my opinion, the name Presley. She shouldn't be using it. This woman who keeps saying that Elvis is the love of her life, even though she's had so many different boyfriends, some of them for over 20 years, Marco Garibaldi Garcia, Michael Evers for 7 years, who we now know did some disgusting alleged things to Lisa, which he admitted in his own book, which Lisa Marie admitted in certain interviews. Look up the Howard Stern interview. It's all there. I bring it back to my main point. Everybody should be pointing the finger at Priscilla, because the knock-on effects, the ripple effects of her wanting to get naked with another man, Steve Peck, Mike Stone, I know that's brutally blunt, but it's the truth. The knock-on effect of her wanting to bonk another man ruined Lisa Marie's life. Ruined it. Priscilla's need for self-gain, for her own career, for her desires of men and money, because we know that the second divorce settlement was brutal and she wasn't even entitled to the second divorce settlement. She had to accuse Elvis of fraud and lying to get a judge to allow a second divorce settlement to happen. A second divorce settlement that she promised she would never do. She promised that she would never go back for more money after 1973. She also promised that she would stop using the Presley name. But what does she do? She goes back, she gets high-powered attorneys and lawyers, lies about Elvis, gets a judge to allow her to reopen the second divorce settlement, to allow her to go back and get more money, which almost bankrupts Elvis. She creates a deed of trust with her lawyers that gets placed on Graceland's because Elvis couldn't afford to pay her this massive amount of money that she was demanding, this massive amount of spousal payments. She also wanted a percentage of his royalties, which some say forced him to sell his recording rights pre-1973 so that he could afford to pay her this money that she's demanding that he doesn't have. Vernon and Elvis are literally scared to death that they're going to lose Graceland's. Elvis is scared to death that Priscilla will not allow him to see Lisa Marie because she chooses when Elvis can see Lisa Marie. Yeah? Why isn't everybody pointing the finger at Priscilla and saying, look at all the damage you've done? The serious ramifications, the knock-on effect, the ripple effect of this when Priscilla decided to have an affair, be unfaithful, and to run off with Lisa Marie down the road with Mike Stone, the karate instructor, and then everything went wrong for everybody else except for Priscilla. Because for Priscilla, everything went right. You get it, guys? For Priscilla, after Lisa Marie was dragged away from Graceland, God rest her soul, everything went right. Yeah? For Lisa Marie, everything went wrong. Think about it, guys. You think about it. I find it horrific. I find it horrific.
In an environment where, yes, both of her parents were compromised. Elvis had his own issues. He was very transparent about those. We all know what those issues are. We all know what those demons are. He wasn't pretending to having it all together, a la Priscilla Presley. Because Priscilla always looks like she really has it together, like she really's got it going on, like she couldn't be more demure and she couldn't be more out of touch with reality, which is exactly what the Scientology people molded her into. She paid to be there. Don't get it twisted. She paid to be there. But kids don't just end up rebelling because there's no reason to rebel. But that's what every Scientology parent would love to tell you all about. Oh, look, we have a whole book where we can blame all kinds of things on our children. Here, read it from L. Ron Hubbard. He really figured it out. You have no idea the amount of insults you can hurl at your kids to get them to shut the F up real quick. So, why? Why are you literally following the words of a convicted felon, Priscilla? Why are you nowhere on the public record repudiating what in the hell you done?
Lisa was on cocaine and alcohol, and Priscilla was having a hard time keeping her disciplined and her life together, really.
Yeah, Priscilla, ask yourself, what did you do as the mother, as the neglectful mother that you were? How did you influence Lisa's character? How were you being so out of your mind to be getting the advice of a convicted felon, grooming Lisa to speak the language, the little special code language that you paid to learn inside of that hotel? So for all of you that want to go, the Scientology parents had no clue, you guys, they're poor. BS. They were consenting adults that paid to learn, that paid to be taught a language that they could speak to their kids, a language that no parent should ever speak to their children with. Given the fact that, including but not limited to, just to keep it so simple, stupid, these type of fake words get thrown around to hide this. These type of euphemisms that are completely made up out of a convicted felon's brain, put it on a piece of paper and say, you guys, don't ever say this word inside of the hotel. Just go with this. This applies to anything related. Anything. Could be anything on the subject of sex is just out to deep. And
I'm just reading your comments,
Scientology,
guys.
they purport to be able to have a technology pitched by the convicted felon to handle it. Handle. So the words matter because, again, this, Priscilla, breaking news to you is nothing you can handle. You falsely labeling this doesn't make a shred of difference. You subjecting Lisa to audits doesn't make a shred of difference. Doesn't deal with a shred of the trauma. The audit itself becomes the next distractor of the trauma, given that the audits were done inside hotel rooms where children could not say no, where children could not say stop, where children could not say, I want to leave this room. Those three things, just those three things to start with, would land you where? More audit, more you don't get out. You don't get out. We're going to ask you more disgusting questions. We're going to force you to speak of disgusting, traumatic things that were done to you, literal felonies. We're going to make you believe that you owe us that information about you. You owe it to us. And if you don't want to speak about it, we're going to keep you locked up in this room with these cans, strapped to cans. You cannot move. You cannot even move your hands like this, you guys. You have to remain like this. a shred of help by doing that to her. Truly do ask yourself in a mirror, Priscilla. So you really have a confrontation of the facts between you and you, the mother who subjected her child to be handled inside of a hotel that you were very happy to be able to offload your child to.
Lisa says that she had no direction. She felt like she had no purpose, and she was just got caught up in some bad things.
And I wasn't quite.
I mean, again, you guys, Lisa felt she had no direction. I mean, all the signs of trauma, all the signs of neglect, all the signs of Priscilla being the type of deadbeat mother she was. We can say that with certainty, Priscilla. Whatever you did as a Scientology mother, we can call you out exactly for what in the hell you were doing. Whatever before that, I have no idea. But what you did to Lisa as a Scientology mother is getting called out because you've been hiding it. You've been literally sanitizing the narrative with your delusions that, had a lot to do with Lisa's abuse, quite frankly.
Prepared for it. She did dabble in drugs. I was a lost soul for a while. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no purpose in my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself.
I mean, again, you guys, it's the self-deprecation of Lisa as she was told in that hotel, you're lost, you're so off purpose, you have no idea, you're so degrading, you're so disgusting. And until you showed Scientology that you were willing to replace whatever unhealthy coping mechanisms had developed as a result of unthinkable, horrific trauma, including but not limited to the allegation of Priscilla having her gross, older, alleged boyfriend that was, writing and typing all manner of things in the book. We'll get to that. We'll get to how many inconsistencies are literally being shown on the public record as if you're just supposed to, forget anything and pull no shred of string.
Finding myself. Bring home a new guy and put your foot down.
Lisa says she was dropped off at that Scientology center like 2 a.m, just for some clarification. But at that center, she met Danny Keough. He was a musician there. Keough.
And there you go, you guys.
At that center, she met Danny Keough. Clarification.
This is Karen de la Carriere, which you guys know. She has a channel. So she purports to have been one of those auditors that Lisa was dumped with. So it'd be great to know if you, Karen, missed Lisa's withhold about the essay, or did she tell you everything that happened to her, everything Michael Edwards did to her? Did she tell you that, and did you tell her needle floated and she just forget all about it? Because this is the woman that was supposedly counseling Lisa, which, again, we're pushing back on that fake pitch that anything a convicted felon wrote down on a piece of paper is so-called to counsel anyone. Because for us, it was more traumatizing us, double, triple, quadruple traumatizing us, getting locked up, unable to leave, getting asked disgusting questions by people that were purporting to help us by re-traumatizing us. What type of child gets a shred of help by being re-traumatized? Really do ask yourselves that question.
At that center, she met Danny Keough. He was a musician there.
Oh my God, there's
a musician there.
She was, you guys. Here's
Danny Keough. He was a musician there.
She basically threw me out in the middle of the night.
There.
She basically threw me out in the middle of the night. One night I
was a musician there.
There you go. Just let this photo of a child bride fully sink in for everybody. This is a child bride she was 19? Oh, okay. Okay, Priscilla. She wasn't a child bride then. She was 19. Still so young. Still didn't know what in the hell. Still was set up. Because this man, Danny Keough, was not just a nobody, was not the nothing burger. He himself was very well connected to the Scientology people. So, yeah, when they were inside of the hotel with us, you guys, they'd be like, oh my God, Danny and Lisa, they're such a perfect couple, you guys. They're so wonderful. They're really trying to get up a bridge. So, this is
Let me
not
just
about
pause that.
you, Priscilla, making up.
Now, the Danny Keough thing is a bit awkward to talk about. I got to sit back because the sun's shining on me. But guys, we know that Danny was there for Lisa, wasn't she? When Benjamin passed, Danny moved into Lisa's house and he helped Lisa. We know that after the cleaner, I think the cleaner had found Lisa, Danny tried to resuscitate her. But we cannot ignore the fact that Lisa Marie met Danny through Scientology, yet at some function, some event, that his grandparents helped found Scientology. So I think he's insinuating that Scientology had recruited Danny to do work on behalf of Scientology with Lisa Marie. Now, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much because I know at the moment you guys see Danny Keough as the good guy because obviously he's Riley's father and they have a beautiful relationship together, a beautiful friendship. Danny does seem like a real good guy. Let's hope that Danny now has nothing to do with Scientology. But he is making a good point. He's basically saying that she was only 19 years old when she married Danny. Now, that is very young, isn't it, guys? I would say you're a fully formed adult at 19. Very gullible, very naive. He's a good-looking man. So there are questions to do with Scientology and Danny Keough and Danny Keough and Lisa to do with the marriage. There are. We can't just ignore it. So it's an awkward one, isn't it, guys?
No choice. This is about you betraying Elvis's wishes and legacy. This is about you soiling said legacy by ensnaring your underage daughter into something she could not consent, by ensnaring your daughter into something that her own father didn't want her anywhere near, by exposing your daughter to someone who you would have known if you orchestrated an apology. Priscilla, in what world do you really want to claim with your straight face full of Botox and fillers that you can barely move that you had no idea? Oh, I had no idea, no clue. I wasn't told anything. Well, you, Priscilla, should be calling Karen de la Carrier right now and going, did you miss a withhold on my daughter? Or did you pull it all and did you just float it and did you just pretend and force Lisa to pretend that what's here to see? Oh, we handled this. This floated already. Floated. Because Elvis's warnings were ignored. Full-blown ignored. He became aware of the manipulation and what these people were after. You didn't become aware of that, right, Priscilla? Because you were looking at, oh, I'm really lonely. Oh, these people really want to help me. Oh, these people tell me I'm a celebrity. That's what Scientology does, you guys. So for all of you that are still confused what Scientology does, that's what they do. They're looking for people of influence that they can sink their claws and fangs into, so they can become parasites, so they can wield power by blackmail, wield power by purporting that, oh, we're going to really hook you up with someone that's really going to help you and listen to your deepest, darkest secrets, because they're under what obligation? To help the end user. None. None of L. Ron Hubbard's bulletins and policies and bullshit that he wrote for himself has a shred of obligation to help the end user. The only thing that those audits are doing is data mining, getting information, making the kids who got exposed to this believe, well, this must be legit. Well, I must really trust them because they're asking me about my biggest, deepest, darkest secrets, and it's supposed to be really in my best interest to really tell them everything. So these are the levels of manipulation that we are seeing, and this is what is being called out. I see that there's a lot of people here from the chat, you guys. I'm just going through it. If you had any questions on what we discussed, please put it in the chat.
Guys, we're
so I can see it.
Guys, we're only halfway into, just after halfway into that. Really, we do have to play it, all of it. I don't have the time now. I've got to go somewhere. I haven't even had the chance to play my other video. Now, I'm trying, this is what I'm trying to do. I've got to sit back a bit because of the sun, yeah? But I'm trying with Team Elvis and the Elvis fans that are watching, and any subscribers, any non-subscribers, I'm trying to really familiarize myself with Scientology. I still have a lot to learn about Scientology. I don't understand it fully. This guy, please subscribe to his channel. Please subscribe to it. I'll just tell you what it is again. But this guy, he's amazing. Serge Delmar. Let me just type it in. I still don't know much about him. I'm still learning. Let me just show you it on the camera. Please subscribe to this gentleman's channel. That, in case he ever watches our channel, thank you so much for allowing us to review your amazing videos, and not just informative, very educational, like we together as Team Elvis are learning so much here, yeah? And I want to just keep pushing on this Scientology topic, because I do think that Scientology is a massive reason why everything went wrong. I actually think that it all started from Priscilla being unfaithful. That was the beginning. So when she was unfaithful with Steve Peck, which basically ended the marriage between Elvis and Priscilla. I don't care what anyone says about Elvis being unfaithful and all the rest of it. No. Just after Lisa Marie was born, 10 months after the wedding, she was unfaithful. Then she was unfaithful again. A couple of years later, that was the beginning of everything. That led to Scientology, in my opinion. Priscilla was looking to be part of the club, the celebrity club. She chose Scientology. It could have been because of John Travolta, we're not sure. And I think after that, a nuclear bomb went off. And in my opinion, everything went wrong for Lisa Marie after that. Everything went right for Priscilla after that. So we do need, I think, to look into Scientology more and more, these kind of videos, because there's other people that are doing videos on Lisa Marie and Scientology, to get to the truth, to defend Lisa Marie Presley. I really believe that the way through is via this Scientology route that then had a knock-on ripple effect that led us to today and this book. So I'm going to keep going with the Scientology topic. We're going to cover other topics as well. So I hope you found it interesting, because I do. I find it fascinating. It's fascinating, guys. So I want a special thank you to all of you that are new. Thank you to anyone that has bought me a coffee or sent me a super thank you or become a member. It really does matter to me. It really means a lot to me. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've had nearly 2 hours this morning drinking tea and coffee together as Team Elvis, defending Elvis Presley and the bloodline. It's been great, guys. I've loved it. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to walk the dogs. I've got to pick up my son from football, then make him some dinner. So I'm going to be busy for a good 2 or 3 hours. Then hopefully I'll come back and do either a part 2 of this. I still want to do a part 2 of the Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie marriage, because I think we do still need to do some more work on that. And then we may even come back and have a bit of fun and do a bit of a fun video as well. I did post a fun video today on the video channel. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for the super thank yous. Thanks for the coffee. Thanks for becoming a member. Please subscribe. It helps the channel. When you subscribe, you get notified when we go live. So it is important to subscribe and like. All the best, guys. I'm out of here. I'm going to read all your comments and then I'm going. So you take care, guys. Love you all. It's been great. Thank you very much.